Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. As you can see on my screen, before I switch to this camera right here, so you can see the glow. Before I switch to this camera so you can see the glow. There's one thing people don't talk about when they speak about spectating a video game. You say, hey, what you mean spectating the video game? Wait, what is the thing that people don't talk about in regards to spectating a video game? What makes spectating a video game important? Is it important? As you can see here, I want you to just look at the screen. I mean, it's zoomed in a little bit for a reason, but it's zoomed in. And as you can tell, this is Gears of War E-Day. Something about watching this game, watching how the characters move, how they operate, what goes on to win a fight, several fights, a 1v1, a 1v3, a 2v3. What happens if somebody has to run away? What happens when you're watching the person that you're spectating? You're seeing them on the fly make decisions to evade, run, fight. Everything in these clips are enjoyable to spectate. They're, to the average person, them watching this game in motion without even knowing what's exactly going on, who the characters are, who the locusts are, who the cog or who's Marcus Phoenix, they're gonna watch this and want to play the game. Being able to spectate a video game, anything, without you knowing any information about it, it looks interesting. Just off the spectator mode, just off of you watching a stream, just off you watching a YouTube video, that might make you go out, buy the game. That might make you go to your computer, go to Steam, go to YouTube, look up what Gears of War E-Day is, and you pick the game up sheerly off of what you're watching. What you're watching is entertaining to you. Being entertained by watching without knowing any context of the game is important. And I think that's what they did with Gears. They made it fun to spectate. Now, I know a lot of pros are not really happy with how the game is playing, how it turns out, but there is a potential that I think is going to hit, sheerly off the fact that, yes, it's also, or it is great to spectate, but it's also nothing else on the market that plays like this. Nothing on the market plays like Gears of War. You can't name a game that plays like this, ball for ball. Like chainsaw guns, the way that you wall bounce and use your gnash your shotgun, wall bounce and hit cover wall. There's nothing on the market like this. There is no game on the market right now just like this game. That's gonna make something like that stand out. That's important. That's gonna lead me to believe that the doom and gloom that's happening in the community is quite unnecessary at this point. Through the 2 betas that we just played, by the way, the beta is over as you're now watching this video. This day that I'm recording is the day that the beta is done. It's over. Okay, there's no more beta. Is there a 3rd beta that may come out to see what the final game looks like? I doubt it. But there's a lot of things we've learned by playing these 2 weekends of the beta. We learn how to actually play the game, what the direction is. How do we approach every situation on Outpost, on the other map, what's the other map called? Market. How people are receiving the game, casuals, pros alike. We watching streams. Everybody's watched a stream or two during this time. We've all watched the stream, a couple streams, a couple videos. We trying to figure out what we want to do with this. If you're a casual, 9 times out of 10, they probably want to play it. They probably do want to play it. A lot of people that are casuals that I've been watching on YouTube, on X, tweeting, they've been talking about playing this. Yo, this game is great. Yo, this game is amazing. Blah, blah, blah. They are saying that they've approved it. There's another thing that is also important in the marketing plan of Gears, not just the distinctivity of it. It's nothing. It plays like nothing else. It's great to spectate and watch as far as Gears E-Day. When we're looking at the other Gears, I can't really say it's great to spectate because you're not gonna know what's going on. The movement's too fast. It's too jittery. You doing this. You doing this. Huh? You doing this. Right? It's too jittery. People aren't gonna know what that is. It doesn't even look cool. This, all the movements, even the wall bouncing, is fluid. It's not jittery. It's smoother. And then when the full game comes out, you know, everything else is gonna be even more smoother, more optimized. The spectator is able to see exactly what's going on. Yo, that man is hitting the walls. He's using this to evade. Hold on. They can watch and actually see frame by frame what's going on. That will intrigue the customer. Realism intrigues the customer as well when they're watching a lot of action happening with fluid movements. That's great for marketing as well. There was a attribute that Gears of War E-Day has that I want to speak about that's also very important. After people played the beta, whether they didn't like it or not, they still want to play the game. A lot of people are saying still, especially on this last day, they saying, yo, I think I want to go back and play this. Like, I can't wait till it drops. I can't wait. Even through all the arguments, all the bickering, even though you didn't like my fragrance, you still want to smell it. Even though you did not like my fragrance, you keep going back to the bottle, sniffing it, trying to understand it. People are trying to understand what Gears of War is going to evolve to be, and I think the ceiling is very high on it. The ceiling is much higher than people think. Right? I think this game is going to be a sleeper. I think people are sleeping on what this game could become. Yes, there is a lot of bugs. Yes, there is some balancing things that need to occur. Yes, there's some inconsistencies that need to become more consistent. But we got something that is taking people's attention. People are being attentive to a game where attention falls off. Games get hot for a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then they go away into the shadows. If a game lasts more than a year, you could kind of almost call them legendary at these times. Games don't last that long in these times. It's hard to grab people's attention. Everything is competition for attention. Everything. TikTok itself is competition for video games. People rather play on their phones than pick up a controller and play Gears of War, but they're not doing that. but they're doing that to another fighting game, another shooting game, another role-playing game that may be considered good, but it's just not good enough to hold their attention. What's gonna make them get off Instagram, get off TikTok, get off X, fully concentrate on the game? Something as tactical as this right here. Something as tactical and beautiful in motion, such as a game like Gears of War. I have my own gripes with this game as well, and it has a lot of bugs. But I can see what this game is going to become if they do it right. And I want to emphasize if they go through the next steps to improve everything before October 6th, this is a sleeper game. Before, I talked about other games, other shooting games that I thought had very high value. They're gonna be big games. They just ain't do exactly what I think they would do to fulfill that requirement, to fulfill that prophecy of being great. There was a couple games I was like, yo, this game is gonna be so good if they do it right. Nobody remembers when I talked about Marathon and I said, if they do these steps correctly, this game could be the biggest thing ever. Of course, I was wrong. You know why I was wrong about Marathon? I was wrong about Marathon because those guys simply didn't do the right thing. They did not hold the people's attention. They did not listen fast enough. They listened in the beginning, but they had a direction, a concept that didn't work for this generation. People want to be more casual. People always want to play. People always want their fingers moving. People don't want to lose their stuff in a match, have to get it back, have to go through that anxiety, that hassle. People just want to turn on the game and play. Gears of War will always be a game you could just turn on and play. It's kind of like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is so popular because it's a game that when you go home, you just came from work, you did a lot at your job. It was a hot day. It was hot as hell. You damn near caught a heat stroke. You thinking about getting on the game. You play the social playlist on Gears. That can fulfill the itch that you want to get filled to relieve your stress. Call of Duty has that same quality. Now, the pros, people that want to play a game a certain way, that want to play this game professionally, or looking at this game for an esports or professional aspect, it's gonna be way harder for them to find that important thing. Like, yo, you just need to play this shit for fun. That's it. Fun. The fun factor of a video game is more important than anything else. But the other elements is what adds to the sauce to a game and what creates legendary status for that genre. Gears of War has always been the most beautiful game. Graphically, it has stood out since Gears of War 1. The game has been standing out. The game doesn't age as badly as other video games. Yes, Gears of War 1 has aged badly, but for its time, it exceeded itself. Gears 5, if you play Gears 5 right now, it looked like that's a game that looks like it could have came out this year, last year. Of course, Gears E-Day steps up all that, but you put Gears 5 on max settings, it's still a beautiful game. It rivals anything coming out right now. Gears of War has never lacked in that. Gears of War wanted to be the full package from day one. They always wanted to be the full package. Graphics, gameplay, fun factor. I'm not gonna rate Gears E-Day right now. This could be a first final impressions of the beta video, but all I'm gonna say is this project, because it's still in progress, This project, because it's still in progress, Gears E-Day is a project in progress. We're watching it live in motion. They built this shit from the ground up knowing that we would need a lot of feedback. They would need a lot of feedback. They built this system from the ground up. That's what they said in the video. A lot of things are very different. This is a very different game. This is more different than any other Gears because they built it from the ground up. So if they're building something from the ground up that already established its brand as doing something else, roadie runs, meat shields, frag tagging, there's a bunch of things that's not in the game right now. I don't think they'll pop up, to be honest. Uh they changed the identity of the game while keeping its soul for the most part, or its blueprint. There's a blueprint that still exists there. The DNA of the old Gears exists within this game, whether you like it or not, or believe it or not. It definitely exists, but they took a gamble and they made the right steps. Yo, we're gonna do 2 betas weekend after weekend so we can get the most information that we can. The early access guys are the guys that's gonna give us information about mostly versus. The casuals will give us that information as well, but we're gonna be able to kind of build a control group. Yo, early access is probably gonna be this demographic. Open beta is gonna be this demographic. It was genius. Let's see if they make those changes from both those sides. They put all those comments in the pool, every comment, and they like, yo, what can we do? What's gonna make sense? Can we build a better concept than what we have right now? Or we just need to tighten up the concept that we have right now? There are games that through the betas, for example, certain fighting games like Marvel Tokon, I know y'all hear me talk about it a lot. They had a old concept. They put out 2 or 3 betas, and then the entire landscape of the concept changed. The whole game changed into something different, something way better. I believe Gears of War can do the same thing. I truly believe that. Now, do I think they're gonna overhaul a whole system? No. They will build on the concept to make it greater. If they do it right, if they're thinking correctly, I think that's their plan, is to build on the current concept to make it greater. You might add things, subtract things, but through feedback is how you build a greater game and a greater lifespan. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm excited to see the future of video games in general, but I am excited to see the future of this game. I'm excited to see the future of E-Day. I'm excited to see the next 6 months, the next year, the next 2 years, the next 5 years. What will this game be? You got a $400 million budget. I think that bag has a lot of flexibility in it. Are you going to exercise your flexibility, coalition? Are you going to listen to the people? Are you going to take risks? Risks that will better the game, not risks that will disappoint. Risks that will widen the imagination of the current audience right now, whether it's casual or pro, new audience, old audience. Are you going to evolve our imaginations? Until next time, man. Check out the podcast, Think Pieces and Conversations. This might be a Think Pieces and Conversations episode. I don't know. You might see this in the podcast section, or you just might see this as a video, but we got something special. Till next time, like, comment, subscribe to the channel.